This is it, the Lamborghini Revuelto. Alright, so I've been waiting for this car for quite some time and finally get a chance to see it and to show it to you guys. So let's have a closer look at it. Okay, so the headlights are here. And then you have the Y-shaped DRLs just like you have on the Lamborghini Sian. And then you can see carbon fiber around the air intakes. The radiator is also here. You have some cameras and sensors and everything. So this car is loaded with a lot of tech. Looks wise, it looks incredible. I mean, I expected it to be aggressive, but this is quite aggressive. So on the side you can see the new wheels, brake calipers with Lamborghini logo on them, and it looks very much like the Sian. But how much does it look like the Sian? Well, here is a Sian, and look at it. It is a very different car. So you have a lot more carbon fiber. You have exposed fenders with the carbon fiber parts, and small vents to let the air out when the front wheels are spinning. You have very different style of air intake. So the Sian and the Revuelto have a sort of a similar design language, but they are very, very different, especially from the back. So let's talk about the new Revuelto. So this is Lamborghini's first series production hybrid, and the Sian there is also a hybrid, but it's a little different. That one uses supercapacitors. This one, of course, has a regular battery. Now, when I say regular, I mean not the regular battery you find in the Prius, of course, but still. Now, if you look at the back, you can see there's a lot of air intakes here next to the pillar, and then you have a flying buttress, just like you have on the 599 GTO or the Ford GT. I didn't notice this before. I didn't know about it. And then you have, of course, the large air intakes which channel air directly into the engine bay, just like you have on the Sian and the Aventador. So there are significant changes between this and the Aventador. Number one, of course, this car has 3 electric motors. Aventadors did not have them. Aerodynamics, yeah, you can say they're similar, but there's also one massive change, and that's a big change, and that is, of course, that this Revuelto has an 8-speed dual clutch gearbox rather than the single clutch gearbox you had on the Aventador. Of course, that means the car performs much rapidly, and it responds much rapidly and it can change gears much quicker. Now the engine bay is basically open, so there's no glass that's covering the engine bay. You can pretty much see the engine bay, and basically it has vents and it has air intakes, so you can see air intakes on here on the fender as well. So all of them, of course, keep different parts of the car cool. And when you come to the back, you have a new style rear spoiler wing. Now here you have, of course, the exhaust. So the exhaust, like in a McLaren 720S, it pretty much comes out over the rear end rather than below. Now here you can see the exposed engine. So on either sides you have vents to let the air out, but just behind the V12 logo you can see there are some vents which are designed to channel air into the engine bay. So I don't know if it's a good idea to have an exposed engine. I mean, it's kind of leaving the engine unprotected. So if you look at the back, you have, of course, the Y-shaped tail lights, just like you have on the Centenario and the Veneno. If you want to check out those cars as well, just head on down to the video's description for names and links. You'll find everything there. Now if you look at the Sian in comparison, it's a very different car. So the diffuser and the rear bumper in this is all carbon fiber. So this car now with the electric system makes around 1015 horsepower. So that's the most powerful Lamborghini ever put into production. The engine in this is a 6.5 liter V12, but it's a new V12 unlike this, so it is around 17 kilograms lighter than the Aventador's V12, and the gearbox and the electric motor is pretty much paired together, and then you have 2 electric motors in the front which help the car in going around corners. So when you need to exit the turn or the corner, the electric motors help you in going straight. So looks wise, it looks amazing. The color, I'm not a big fan of it, but I want to show you the car as much as I can. I also will show you the interior. So interior is also pretty nice. It's redesigned, so basically now getting in and out of the car is a little easier. The way the body is designed, so the lower door sill pretty much is part of the door, so when the doors are open, getting in and out of the car has become much easier. The space is on the inside is also a little more, so it's a little more spacious, and you have a decent sized front in the front as well, but that's not that interesting. But I'm sure you are more into the performance of this car. So top speed is around 350 kilometers per hour or 220 miles per hour. And the showroom here has a lot of interesting cars as well. So you have McLaren Senna 4GT line of cars like the 298 Spiders here. There's an Aston Martin Valkyrie here, and after that is actually something even more interesting, a Valkyrie Spider, one of 85 cars in the whole world. And then you have an AMG GTR P1 edition, again a very limited car, and next to it you have the AMG one. So if you want to check out each and every car's video, like the Huayra Roadster here, these Ferraris, the Carrera GT, anything, you can just find it on my channel. I've been in some of them, like the Valkyrie 9-minute Spider, the Sian, the Monzas at the back as well. So you can check out those videos, and let me know which of these cars is your favorite, and what do you think about the Revuelto. I want to know. So prices, basically, well, right now the Revuelto has been sold out till 2026. So this one is for around $1 million. So that's quite an expensive car. So it's for sale here at People of Fate Motors, and it is for around 3.65 million dirhams, which of course is around $1 million. So here you have the EV button on the steering wheel, then you have some other controls for the wipers, and then you have this knob here for the sport mode, and you can drive modes. Now there's another button here that of course helps in lowering or dropping down the nose if needed. Then you have some switches here with protectors, and the hazard lights, fuel cap, and then of course if you want to start the car, you have the flip cover on the engine, the Huracan style gear controls. So it is a very nice car to be in. So I've slowed down the video of the interiors just to show it to you properly. So now there's a proper screen as well. So you have a fully digital instrument panel. Now since the car has only one battery, and that's part of the hybrid system, basically you need to start this car in electric mode. So that electric mode of course helps to provide power for the engine. So now the layout of the onboard computer system is also very similar to that one you have on the Sian. So this car is still brand new. So okay, the apps are still loading. So yeah, it is. The hexagonal design layout of the applications or the menus, it's all very similar to the system you have in the Huracan and the Sian. And look at the door, it's all amazing. It's also quite comfortable. The seats are nice. You have a lot of leather on the roof as well. So let me know, what do you think about this Revuelto, because I'm really impressed by it.